I got a question on my Instagram, which is Fruity Ronster, at Fruity Ronster on Instagram. And what I was asked was, what do you eat in the winter on a raw vegan diet? So I suppose a lot of people might think that a raw foodist will go raw in the summer, and then the winter comes, and they'll go back to cook food for the winter, and then when the warm weather comes, they go back to raw. And it doesn't work like that, in my experience. No one does that anyway. No one can just go on and off a raw food diet at will. It's not something that's easy to do, just go on and off. And certainly not in response to the weather. It's not like we're a bear or something that when the cold weather comes, we start to hibernate. Humans don't change in the cold weather because we are not cold weather animals. We have no adaptation to for our body to change in the cold. Therefore, there's no reason for any of our diet, anything we eat, to change. There's no reason for that at all. You know, growing a beard doesn't keep you warm or anything like that. So nothing, nothing keeps you warmer. If it was, if a beard was important for cold weather, then women would have beards as well because it wouldn't make sense for women to be cold and men to be warm. And children would need to have a beard too. In the winter, here's the thing, when I started going raw, and I honestly thought about it, and I was going raw, but I was craving the cooked food, and I realised that it wasn't the warmth of the food. It wasn't the warmth of the food. I would, I was happy to go and eat something from a can, cold, or something that had been left over from the day before. I wasn't looking for the warmth of the food. It was usually more likely to be the salt or the cooked food itself, the different flavors or textures of the cooked food. But especially the salt was a big thing that I was craving. It wasn't the warmth of the food. So I realised that it's not the warmth. It's not the warmth. And I don't think it's the warmth you're missing. And I see people drinking tea and things, and I don't think it really helps in any way drinking I don't really drink tea. The fact that I'm talking about it right now makes me think about maybe going and making some tea, but I've not had tea in a long time. I don't have the habit anymore of coming in from the cold and eating something hot. I don't really think it heats you up. I mean, I think it technically does heat you up for a short period of time. I mean, it's something warm going inside you, but I don't know. I mean, body heat is created in a different way. Body heat isn't generated through heat coming in through food. You generate body heat through some kind of process that's happening in your body, in the cells and everything. That's where heat's being created. So that's where body heat's coming from, and I don't feel like I need that. Yeah, I don't need warm food to generate body heat. So a quick answer to the question is when it comes to the winter, I basically eat the same. And people say, well, in the winter, if you're outside a lot, you use more energy, so you need to eat more, and that's probably true. I've never really noticed it that much, whether I was eating more or not. I probably always eat more than I need, I think, or a lot of the time. But it doesn't turn into massive weight gain or anything. But yeah, I just really eat the same. And in the winter, there's still bananas. And in the UK, we're getting more fruit from the southern hemisphere, South Africa in particular. We're getting more and more of that in the winter time, so you can actually get really good stone fruit in the winter time sometimes here. And you get grapes all year long. Not really sure what's up with grapes. It's like they're just around all year long, so it's like there's always somewhere where grapes are growing. Once again, probably in the southern hemisphere or maybe closer to the equator. Bananas all the time, oranges, persimmon in the winter. Persimmons are more come in. So things like that, little changes, but really basically the same thing. A raw food diet with fruit as the main source of calories. I don't increase my fat during the winter. I don't eat more, nuts or seeds. I don't eat more dehydrated foods. And the warmth of foods doesn't really appeal to me. Foods being warm doesn't really appeal to me all that much. So I hope that answers the question. You don't need to change your diet to be raw in the winter. But you do need to get rid of your various cravings, food addictions, whatever, to go raw. But once you've done that for a while, you're no longer craving warm food, you're not craving cooked food, you're not craving salty food or any of that stuff. So I don't really want any of that. Also, I don't surround myself with any of that food. That's probably a big thing as well. I'm not living with people that are putting out cooked food all the time. Maybe I'd feel a bit differently if I saw all this warm cooked food. I'd be thinking about it. But no, just eating the same. So hope that probably makes sense to a lot of people. I hope probably a lot of you agree with that. If you don't, or if you've got your own opinion, then feel free to leave a comment below, and we'll see you in another video. Thank you.